On this episode of Real Estate on the Rocks, we're going to talk about the Tish marketing mistakes you do not want to commit in 2020.
Welcome to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. Here's your host, Dave Snowberger.
Boom. Happy New Year to you. It is, what day is this going to air? Friday of the new year.
Happy Recovery Day.
The third, I think.
That was Thursday, right? No, tomorrow's Recovery Day.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, we're
Some of us need a couple more.
It's no secret
days.
that we record a few of these episodes when we're going to be out of the office. We record them ahead of time. So this is a few days. This is from the past.
In the future.
Right. All right. So we're going to talk about marketing mistakes today. Once again, my name's Dave Snowberger. I'll be your host this afternoon, and I'm joined in the studio today with James Mendez. Boom! Yeah, threw you off there, partner.
And the famous Marshall Tucker.
In the famous Marshall Tucker, like he said. Don't know what he's famous for, but...
Google my name.
Google me. How about that?
How about that? All right, let's get to it. Let's quit screwing around here. So, wanted to bring up... Magic Mike real quick. You know, we've always got to throw this out here. I've always promised that I'm not going to do 10 minutes of advertising through here, but over the years, I can't tell you what I can promise and what I can't. You know, if I have a list of sponsors that want to pay me for doing the show, obviously I'm going to front load them to the first 10 minutes so you can skip past them all. No, just kidding. We got Magic Mike, though. We love this guy over at Guaranteed Rates. He has helped us out tremendously this year. You can reach Magic Mike over at Magic Mike at 88000. If you have any excuse me, just questions about the lending process, is he able to help your clients? I guarantee you, if they can purchase a home, you know, if there's any way that the consumer can do it or the buyer can do it, Magic Mike will know. So 88000 Magic Mike. Thanks for listening to that. So moving on real quick, we're going to talk about marketing mistakes. We've certainly made plenty of mistakes over the years. I'll continue, I'm sure, to make mistakes. Making mistakes necessarily isn't a failure. However, a lot of these marketing things are flops. The industry is very good about selling things to us that might look like the easy button. And so we hook, line, and sinker sometimes, and we sign up for them and we commit some marketing dollars towards it. And we just find out that typically 99% of them fall short of anything that they guaranteed.
Like Z57?
And it seems to be
those people.
It seems to be the more expensive it is, the less it's going to work.
Yeah.
And then the more expensive it is, they're going to tell you, the guys on the other side of this that are selling this to us are going to tell us that it's a long play.
A little bit longer.
Yeah. At least you got to give it at least 18 months. Yeah. Really commit to 18 months.
A solid 24 months is the industry average for new agents to get in and use our tools to succeed.
Yeah, but mostly 36 months is where you start to see a really good return month after month. It's like, okay, great. After 3 years, I finally get a return on the month. Not the 3 years.
If you're still in the business.
If you're still in the business, which statistics show you'll be long gone by
Just
then.
a little longer.
And we've leveraged your credit card, and you know it's so anyway, we're gonna hopefully get some things to do that, or give you some tips and tricks to avoid those mistakes. This one's going to be just about the things to stop doing, and then we'll more than likely kick off one of the other episodes with the things to do, the things that are working at the highest level. You might not like that because it requires work. So anyway, let's get to it. Things to stop doing in 2020. Auto message bot. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that.
Now, how are you doing it though? Because
I'm guilty because I set it up a couple of years ago, but I didn't maintain it. I didn't keep it fed. I didn't keep it going. So people were logging on and I guess talking to the bot. I wasn't getting notified.
It's not like AI where it's getting smarter. It's actually getting dumber.
Getting dumber. It's like, you want to talk to a human? And they were asking it questions and it was just like, I don't know about that.
Got nothing back.
Yeah. Dang. Never knew. So we go back and look on the logs there and we're like, oh, when did this person text in? When did this person text in? And just read their messages and you're like, wow.
Yeah, and I would look at those as those are blown leads.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you put a messenger bot in there to leverage you because maybe you were too busy and so you thought this would be this neat, crafty, nifty thing. And every time...
I actually thought I disabled it
somebody liked your page, so your Facebook page, a messenger bot would say, hey, how can I help you? And, these days people don't want to be bothered with that stuff. I was on at least 3 or 4 websites today, car websites, because I was looking at Jeeps, like popping up on the right-hand corner. It's just like, go away.
Some of them are good because they can actually help you like answer like the basic questions.
If I ask it a question, yes.
Yeah. So like, I like the fact that they have them there that pops up and like, hey, we can answer your questions, but aren't like constantly like pinging you, and you can ask it basic questions, get some of the information, or be like, hey, I need to actually talk to somebody, have a more in-depth
and you can
question.
come up with some funny questions too.
Yeah, or funny responses. They said that the best ones are the ones that actually represent you in the way you speak, not like a fancy, like obviously robotic one, but they can, they even have some like, hey, I'm so-and-so's a bot, and then like, but talk as if they're the bot, and then in like a funny kind of, the way that the agent communicates.
Right. I even thought I said
those.
that like a few years back. I was like, just make its name Robot.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, people want to think they're talking to you. And I'm like,
No,
well, they're
they
not
know.
going to be talking. Yeah, they know. And
I've only
they definitely know by now.
Like maybe a couple of instances where it actually worked out right, where I talked to a bot and it gave me the information I needed without moving forward.
I jump at that first as especially now that some people have a more developed one. Like if you have, and the ones they're talking about, or we're talking about in this thing are like the basic ones that provide almost no value, and they're just that junk one that's there.
Well,
like those are horrible.
I was on Office Depot, Office Max, the other day, and they used to have a pretty cool service that would actually develop your website for you, and it was quality work, and you could go in there and do this and pay like $70 a month, and they kept it going for you. They would do a little bit of SEO work for it. And it was a good deal, but I think that ship has sailed. They probably was such a good deal that they lost money on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think you were in the office when I was doing
going to say, is this the
yeah, I was having a conversation. Well, that fella was a little bit lost, right? So
he was not their web developer.
What got me to him was their stupid bot. They kept telling me the same thing over and over, and I kept asking it questions like, do you have robot boobies? Just kind of like,
So dumb.
Someone reads those eventually.
well, they're probably cracking up because I'm just sitting there like so sick of this bot that keeps telling me the same phone number to call over and over again. And so I just started messing with it a little bit, and like hopefully someone's manning it at least.
No.
But no, it wasn't. And so finally I called in, and I got an even worse thing. I got some dude from, I have no idea where he was from. He had a thick accent. I couldn't make it out, and he just kind of kept putting the phone down. And he was a software engineer, he said, right?
Let me transfer you.
And he just kept leaving. And
He's like, I'll be right back.
You know how when you were kids and like you had a home phone and you would drop it down on the counter and it would make those noise? That's what it sounded like. Like he was dropping it on his desk, and he'd run in the back and ask somebody else the questions about this stuff. And he goes, at the end of all of it, he goes, I'm sorry, we can't help you.
He'd come back with answers that did not help or answer what the questions were asking.
I'm like, how are you a software engineer, bro?
Yeah,
anyway, so the next one here is what?
Don't invite other agents to like your realtor page.
Please.
I get those all the time.
Stop doing that. Please,
Especially local.
I'm saying please stop doing that. As soon as we become friends, I get your instant invite to your realtor page. I do not do that to you. I don't do it
Anymore?
to anyone. Anymore. I've never done. I've always thought it was super annoying.
I do it to non-local
But
agents.
it's not just agents. It's
network.
It's insurance people. It's artists. It's a lot of people that do it. Everybody. But I'm talking to those guys right now. Those guys and gals right now. I'm talking to realtors. Stop doing it. It's super annoying. Nobody cares about your business page. If I want to see your business page, I'll go to it and R&D ideas from there all day long, and you'll never know I was there.
Yeah. If you want people to see your page, post great content to it, and then share that content that you're doing on your personal page, and people will eventually like it
They'll
because
opt in.
They'll start following it. There's tons of businesses and things that
post something of value on your page, because not everybody cares to see your recent open house flyer that you were able to download a PDF. That's not marketing.
Yeah.
That's not marketing. Is downloading a PDF and then sticking it on your thing on your website with some just kind of like generic description that
It's
whoever
a
came up
fantastic
with.
house.
Yeah, just kind of
Won't
like
last long.
yeah.
Day 83. You better change that.
Oh, won't last. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Follow to and then unfollow people. There's a marketing strategy out there that tells people to follow people, then unfollow them. This mostly happens in the Instagram, Twitter world. I would say stop doing that. That's not a smart thing to do. People know what you're up to. I get 30 people that follow me, and I'm like, oh great, I have 1,030 friends, and then overnight I have 30 friends that are gone, and I'm right back to 1,000, and it consistently happens. I don't follow you, I don't find it interesting, and I don't go look at your page. I just don't. Sometimes you have a funny name, and if it's got brisket in it, I'm more than likely going to follow you. Or if it's got some kind of food thing, or Whiskey Jack or something like that, like I'll go look at your page. However, if I can just tell you're a realtor, like just kind of like Marshall Tucker sells homes in Austin, Texas.
Look at my brisket.
If that's your handle, like I'm not going to follow you, and I expect that you won't be there tomorrow because you just listen to Gary Vee's strategy of really following everybody and then getting rid of them just to up your followers. You see anything with that?
I don't think that. I think that was one of the ones he was saying don't do.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I forgot always. If I say anything bad about Gary Vee, James
no. I don't think they because I remember because he was just railing on people who are doing these like little trick things or like buying followers. And
it's knucklehead stuff. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it was before. I just remember recently here he just like went on a rant about
more than likely.
Like
it more than likely wasn't him. It just gets the first thing that pops into my mind all the time. I mean, I know I listen to very few people. Gary Vee's one of them.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins is another one. I don't listen to Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
I reference him a few times here and there because one of his books I liked before you actually started looking into Grant Cardone and realize he's just kind of like an egotistical prick, and just
expect phone call.
And so I just don't find his content to be that appealing anymore, and so Gary Vee's definitely where it's at. Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, and Ed Mylett, and Dave Snowberger. Those are the top 4.
I met that guy one time.
Slipped one in.
All right, so buying followers you had in there. Stop buying followers. Everybody knows you don't have 10,000 followers. Your content's not that interesting.
Day 3 of real estate.
You have like 50,000 followers
now,
and like 3 people engage with you.
Can you have 10,000 followers? Yes, but why do you want 10,000 followers so bad? I would rather have 1,000, followers that are genuine and people that actually care about the content versus like
engaging
10,000
with you,
people.
Conversation.
That's like with running ads with me. I was like, I never check yes on Instagram to run ads on my Facebook ads to check it. I never do because, everybody that likes it, I'll get 35, 350 likes, whatever it is. And you scroll through them and they're all like 17 and they all live in the Ukraine. It's just weird. So, or maybe they're 18. Sorry. Anyway, tagging people in social media posts. What do you mean by that, Marsh?
I don't know. What do you mean by that, James?
That's the one I thought about.
Tagging 100 people?
That's that excessive tagging, or like I've been tagged in a bunch of stuff and I've like, it has nothing to do with me at all. And I'm tagged with like 100 and something people. I'm like, why are you, this has no value to me in any way.
They're using it as a billboard.
Yeah. And so like I'll untag myself and kind of
there's a realtor out there that I really like. She's pretty cool, and unfortunately one of her marketing mistakes is that when she takes a new listing she tags 99 realtors in that thing, and then every time one of them says, oh great property, or likes it or hearts it, I get a notification for some reason. And I just like at that time I'm never around to where I can go jump in there and untag myself. And so I don't say anything. I don't want to be rude, and I'm encouraged that she is marketing. That is some form of marketing. However, tag 99 people that might be in the position to buy that house. You should know also that your sphere of influence or your friends in the business. I don't work with buyers, you know, and so, I'm not the guy to tag in that thing. I don't work with buyers. And if I did, I don't have any buyers in the $140,000 realm or the $180,000 realm. And that's not to sound pompous or rude. It's just kind of like you're wasting your tag on me. Right? And so you could tag other people that might find this beneficial. I am not one of them. And I don't think anybody in really other realtors in the market, if we want to see it, we have the MLS. We can see it.
And there's 50 million groups to.
That's like one of my mom's friends that anytime a new listing comes up in the neighborhood, she'll tag me on it. And I'm like, why are you tagging me on this? I have nothing to do with this.
Well, my sister does that. Every real estate story you could possibly think of, my sister's like, my brother would find this interesting.
New listing.
And so the thing is I can't say anything because, tell you the truth, half of the stuff that she sends me is interesting. Well,
stop tagging me, but that is kind of interesting.
It's about the real estate business, but she tags me on stuff like, $1 million property that was just listed. I'm like, I in a different city.
Yeah.
That either of us live in. And I'm just kind of like, why would I care about this? You know, there's $1 million homes all over the freaking world. Why would I care about this one?
He's like, ooh, that's got a good view.
Yeah. So anyway, I know it sounds like, you know, me going on some of these rants that I'm being inconsiderate or being a jerk. However, they're just marketing mistakes. I don't care if you make them with me because, like I said, I respect the game of that you're marketing, right? But you are limiting your audience 100%. You are teaching people to scroll right past you. You are teaching people to not pay attention to you or mute you or just kind of graze right over your content. And there's certain people out there that I see that I know I know when I'm scrolling and I see the content, I know who it is without looking to the left-hand top corner to see who it is. I know who it is. I know one of my buddies that constantly posts things about food cooking. You know, that he's always trying new things with him and his wife cooking. Sorry, let me clarify there. Cooking. And so it's like I see him. I know it's John. You know, and so that's cool. You know, he's trained me enough to know that, you know, it sounds weird that he's trained me, but he's trained me enough to know that that's his content coming. I also know plenty of realtors out there that have done the same thing to me and that I mute. And I feel bad muting anybody because I don't really want to miss anything, right? That could be construed as valuable, right? It can be valuable to me. I don't want to miss it. But then they post so much lame stuff and they don't keep it, you know, 80-20 like they should. 80%, you know, personal and 20% business. They keep it, you know, 96, you know, or I'm sorry, what was my other number? 93-7. 93 all business, 7% their personal lives. You know, and some people are like, oh, I don't want to talk about my personal life. Okay.
Lie about it like everybody else does. Just say
things are great. I love you.
Yeah.
That's how you know things are going crazy.
Spamming open house messages to Facebook groups
and emails.
It is.
We'll get to the emails in a minute.
So that I don't mind. It's in groups. Like I'm obviously in a ton of different groups, but I'll get like open houses or just listed ones and like tons of stuff. Like we just have like random ones, like even in the veterans group or veteranpreneur group and some other ones. And it's like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm like, that has nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. No one in this group cares about your listing. Go do that in like a real estate one or some, I don't know, any other group.
What I don't care for is like I'll research. All I do is research, a lot of research. It doesn't seem like it with the show here, but you know, it's like I do research and I look out there and I see so many people posting like their open house PDF to like Instagram, like this house with the bedroom on it and everything else, and you have to take it and obviously you have to click on it, right? Then you have to take your thumbs and scroll and open it up, to even look at it. How uninteresting is that? Like, I mean, that's not what I want to see. That is not the best use of your time to be marketing. There's nobody going to Instagram saying, oh, here's this flyer on 123 Main Street that looks to be just a mediocre subpar house, you know, for $200,000 with shitty pictures on it.
I don't do it anymore.
That.
You know what no one has done?
Well, Dave, you just killed it for me.
You know what no one's done that I just thought of? Is, you know, we do list reports and have all the, you know, the flyers and everything. Yeah. Is to do like what we talked about for Instagram, doing the tile, do like a 9 or like a 9 tile list report. So it takes up a big window.
You gotta leave the pricing tile off of it.
Oh my God.
Just that's actually a really annoying, smart, stupid idea.
Yeah. Someone's got to do that.
Yeah. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. So not following up with leads and connections. I don't know how this made this board. That's not a marketing mistake. That's just a fatal error in business.
It is.
Yeah. Fatal. Not following up with leads and connections. Maybe that you...
From ads, maybe?
Maybe from the PDF you were posting on Instagram?
From the chatbot people who were sitting there talking to the wall.
It was that 9 tile one. That 9 tile got him.
You have me the 3rd tile. I knew you were my guy. I knew you were a guy. All right, so we're gonna graze past the not following up with leads and connections. That is a lead generation thing. Annoying your sphere of influence. A ton of these things that we've mentioned already. Obviously, we're a little bit annoyed. We don't want to be annoyed with anyone, and we don't want your sphere of influence, your audience is really what it is to be annoyed with you. So you need to stop doing a few of these things and.
We want to see great content. We want to see powerful, like good, engaging things provided, you know, that people are sending out for the community, for, you know, your business, for your life, like things like that you know, that you can connect with. That's what we want to see.
If you're not good with content creation, it's okay. You know why?
Buy it.
Because you have the internet there. You can always buy it. You have the internet in front of you. You don't have to be a pro at Adobe Photoshop anymore. I mean, there's plenty of things like Canva and
you can't mess up Canva.
Spark and there's some free Adobe apps out there that are really easy to use. I mean, there's just really Over is one of the best apps I got that from Tristan Amamudo, whatever, with Lab Coats. He gave me that like 3-4 years ago, and I kind of scoffed at the price that it was $99, and I was like, I'll never buy a $99 app. I got addicted right off the bat, and just boom. And most of the stuff, all the content you see from me, if you go onto my page right now, I've got a backdrop of Austin, Texas in there, the Pennybacker Bridge, and with the traffic that's kind of blurred and looks like it's going a million miles an hour, and I put my logo on it, right? Yeah. And so, it sits there and gets likes. It's a beautiful picture, and I put my logo on it, and I do that from Over, and I did that in less than 10 to 12 minutes, and I was out the door, onto the gym. So, it's just kind of like you can't honestly say these days that you just go R&D it. I mean, rip off and duplicate. Mm-hmm. We hear that so much from the Ferry organization is R&D that shit and just get it going. Just take other people's ideas and make them your own. I don't want to be unoriginal. I don't want to be caught stealing that stuff. You're not caught stealing it. Nothing. None of these ideas are proprietary. Yeah. They're just ideas, and then you can expand on them. You can make it better, and a lot of times you can make it worse, but you're never going to know unless you try, right? And so if you try to make content, if you try to do something original, and it flops, who cares? Just try something else. Most people give up at the first sight of that they're, I put something out there and it didn't get any likes. Yeah. You know what? It's real estate. Nobody likes anything. When it comes to real estate.
I stole an agent's content before. She didn't appreciate that too much.
Yeah.
I didn't change it enough for her. I thought it was funny.
It's perfect the way it was.
I changed a bunch of it, and she went on this rant about how she, took great care and legal this and all this other stuff. I'm like, come on. But I had to take it down. But I tried.
She threatened legal action against you?
No. She said she crafted it with some legal stuff to make sure it was all, crafted
she went to like LegalZoom?
She's an attorney.
She was an attorney.
Yeah. She just used that as, I guess she checked herself.
Apparently she's a way better realtor because I know who she is, and she freaking absolutely kills it.
She is. So, she did a good job.
Sorry, that's copyright.
She did a good job. That's why I grabbed it.
Stealing copyright right there, and so when you did that, then she knew you were a part of my team, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh, fuck. What James did.
I changed a bunch of it.
Like his
apparently
name?
not enough, and then no, I changed a bunch, and then apparently a couple of our friends sent it over. So, but we ended up having a great conversation and stuff, and and she's like, yeah, if you're ever in the area, come on over, let's hang out. Yeah, chat.
No, she's good like that. She's a pretty kick-ass agent, and I've learned a lot from her over the last years, and I didn't think I would. At first, she completely annoyed me, and I mean that's not hard to do. It's just kind of like putting herself out there all the time, and then I started paying attention to the content a little bit more, and I was like, God dang, this person's smart.
Yeah,
and
she's on it.
She's doing the right stuff, and next thing you know, she's got this huge business, and it's just like, wow, you know. And so it's kind of like taught me a lesson to not judge a book by its cover, right, and not judge a book by its voice.
Yeah, no, she's definitely pretty on it. But the reason I was saying that is like, just grab stuff. If someone knocks it down, if they don't like it, they're gonna knock it down. And you'd be like, all right, my bad. Yeah, just own up to it and then keep moving. Keep trying to grab new content, new ways to express yourself.
Here's one that kind of drives me up the wall. Don't make this mistake going into 2020 because this is what everything kind of relies on this. Yeah, put all your information out there. Ladies, I understand, that there's safety issues involved. You need to take certain precautions. I get that. However, there's a lot of these things that we could look at where you don't have to be overly sensitive. I would get the phone calls to you, then qualify them from there to be a little bit more safe, right? Yeah, I just wouldn't just not post the information out there. Now, this is my opinion. Once again, I always have to state that when I say something crazy like this, like throw caution to the wind. That's not what I'm saying. Is that you do need to put yourself out there, though. I mean,
at least in that bio box, you at least got to have the area that you work in. So if another agent's looking to send a referral, he's like, oh, awesome, James right there. He works the Austin, Texas area. Now I need a way to contact him because he might not answer the PMs. Right. Phone number right underneath that. Boom, boom, boom.
I've got a farm and ranch referral right now for San Antonio, Texas. and I do farm and ranch here, right? And so I asked for somebody that does F&R in San Antonio, and all I get is these, and I make it clear that I'd like it to be EXP Realty, and we go from there, right? Well, I get all these people in here, and not one person is farm and ranch, so nobody read my post, right? They're just throwing in names out there. The little
how hard can it be, farm and ranch?
It's a little bit harder than you think, but
I no joke that I was like, it's land. It can't be that difficult.
A couple pigs, a couple chickens.
Started asking all kinds of questions and oh man, that's a lot of work.
So
But anyway.
I'm looking at somebody and then I'm like, okay, well, actually I found someone. So I'm going to look this person up real quick. So I looked him up real quick and boom, nothing. No information on how to contact him, not how to send him an email, nothing. Just his
Just a name.
face
Face in there.
with his little cowboy hat on, you know?
We had to make sure we had everything up to date since we changed brokers. And the simplest thing to do, and how we found a couple that we missed, was just Google our names. We Googled our individual name and the team name, and then every site that went down the list, we'd click on it and see whether it was updated or not. If it wasn't, okay, we have to go to the source. What feeds that, that site, that information?
Yeah.
And they go like Realtor.com and Zillow and everywhere that holds your information.
Right.
You have to go in there and
And
update it.
here's one thing too that might help some listeners out there, because this is the type of season right now is like that late December, January, February is when a lot of people switch brokers, right?
Yep.
And this is why it's really beneficial to you to keep all your data, all your information the same, right? So I never really used Keller Williams stuff when I was with Keller Williams, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't use EXP stuff. I don't go with my generic email address they sent me, Dave Snowberger at Realty or EXP, whatever.
That just happened to me.
EXP Realty.
I always have my same stuff. So it doesn't matter if I leave brokers, all I do is really change the broker name on my sign. That's it. All my information stays the same. The funny thing is I just noticed that, I've been gone from Keller Williams for quite some time now, but I noticed that my newsletter still sends out from Keller Williams, and
really?
people still respond to it. Like, great information, Dave. But I know that my stuff's all still the same, right? Because it comes from my email, my actual email that I use, and all my contact information is the same. No change phone numbers, no anything. And then my whole team has kept all their own stuff. You have buyitwithmarshall.com.
Well, the phone number is really important to me. I have people call me from when I first started, and they're like, "Hey, you doing real estate still?" It's like, "Yes." How are you doing?
Oh.
Just because I have that same phone number.
I hate that question though. Are you doing real estate?
You doing that thing still?
Yeah, it's always a real estate thing. Like,
It caught me off
you haven't got
guard.
a real job yet.
I had to think about it. I was like, "What does he mean?"
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still doing that.
Question yourself.
For life.
Another thing that we skipped, we mentioned this a while ago, email signatures. Speaking of contacting people.
Yeah.
Update your email signature. And this is one of the pet peeves I had with a lot of agents. They like to do this like little banner picture of themselves so they can look pretty on their emails and have all their nice information and stuff. You can't do with a picture. You can't click on a phone number and call somebody or email address. It doesn't click. That was one of my biggest frustrations. I almost stopped talking to several people.
Mine would take
I'm
you
not
to
going
my
call you.
Facebook profile.
James is very
Like, oh,
upset
you-
about weird things.
like, you
Click
don't-
my picture, it'd take you right to Facebook.
Like, oh, you didn't call me. Like, I don't have your number saved. You give me your stupid, my contact information is in my email.
See, my EXP thing now,
Like, it's a picture.
every part of it is clickable.
Yeah.
And so my phone numbers, the web address takes you right over here. If you click on me, it takes you to my personal Facebook page. If it click on something else, it takes you to my business page, Snowberger Realty's Facebook page, or it can go to my Instagram. I've set it up very intuitively to be able to be very reactional no matter what.
Because you don't want people to have to work to contact you, especially just basically the basic act of contacting you. You want that to be as simple as possible. That's one of the things I like with
I get
military
annoyed and
emails.
I'll say I'm out quick.
Because you don't want it too big either, though, and someone gets an email from you constantly, and they're just having to look at your signature, which is bigger than the body of the message.
Well, Google,
I know a
you
couple
want it
people-
the right size for one, but Google, typically I use everything I do sends out a Gmail, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be able to, when you send it out, it has those little 3 dots, kind of hides the signature after one time. You can click on the 3 dots and it will do a drop down of your signature right there. But I hate, here's another one real quick. I just throwing this one in here. Text messages with your name and maybe your company, or that you heart referrals, or
Every single text.
quote from the Bible on every single text. Like you put it on there as your text signature. So if you're in a conversation with an agent, like I've had this with an agent before, is where every time I text that person, they would send it back to me and it said, peace and love and blah, blah, blah from this real estate company. I heart referrals. And that was every single time. So if I just said, hey, are you still at the property? I want a simple yes. It was yes, peace and love referrals, blah, 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 all this crap. And I'm just kind of like, nope. I'm not even going to save you in my phone. That's super annoying. I'm never going to text you again. Now I'm going to call you.
That's funny.
And so, yeah, I hated those. Let me see here. Not using social media. That's a no-brainer. If you're not using social media these days,
I'm too old for social media.
You're a dinosaur.
It's just a fad.
And being a dinosaur, if your business is good and that's how you want to run it, you're just a few years away from retirement. Cool.
Yeah. Facebook.
Yeah. If you're on the Facebook, if you're not on Facebook and you're not doing anything social media and you're not doing anything to stand out, you've got your work cut out for you is all I'll say, And so I've got friends that don't have Facebook, but then again, they're not trying to sell anybody anything. They're not trying to stay top of mind aware with or build top of mind awareness with anybody. They're very happy in their computer jobs where they go and they punch a clock every day and then they leave and whatever else. So we're in the business of attention. Attention is money. The only way to grab attention is to put out content. The only way you can distribute content these days is through social media platforms. That's the easiest way to do this stuff, is to build this top of mind awareness that I'm always preaching about. And so if you're not using social media, you need to get it into gear. More than likely, anybody listening to this podcast and knows what a podcast is, knows what social media is. So this one's a no-brainer. All right. So
could it be not using it enough, not utilizing it at all?
True that.
Yeah.
So.
True.
More is better.
Outdated websites. And here's another one. People that are building their own websites. If you're not a website builder, stop building your websites.
That stuff is hard.
I don't care how good you think you are. I don't care how great, how pleasant it looks. I don't care
you can add widgets all day.
How intuitive it is. How intuitive it is. How just great it is. How you think it's great for this lead generator. It feeds right into my CRM. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. You're the exception that you know how to do those things. Everybody, the rule is that nobody, if you're not a professional web developer, stop doing this. Either pay for a service or don't use one at all.
Yeah.
Like people scoff when I say, I think I use scoff twice. I like using words I've never used more than once in one podcast. But people scoff at the fact that I tell them they don't need a website.
Yeah.
You don't need the cost of a website. You don't need it at all. If you have a broker, like we have EXP, we're with EXP. They give us a free website that's KV Core. It's a great little website, right? But other than that, I don't pay for websites anymore. I used to pay for $1,000 or $2,000 websites.
Yeah.
What do you have a website for?
Because you need to be better than Zillow.
You're not going to be better than Zillow. You don't have a budget to be better than Zillow.
Exactly.
TruliaRealtor.com, any of them. Redfin, you don't.
Nope.
So use your company website. Use whatever's free to you. And just go from there. Save the money.
Put them on the searches.
If you're doing Boomtowns or you're doing, some of these other ones out there, who's some other Firepoint, if you're doing those guys and that's part of your business and you're seeing a return from it, fantastic. We used to do Boomtown. Right.
We're just now seeing a return from it.
Well, I guess we still have people that were in our database.
It's trickling in now.
Yeah, it still trickles in. So, damn, we should have given it that 18 months. No, but I mean, we spent $24,000 to make, say, $10,000. So we made our 24 back, but only profited $10,000 more off of it. And so I didn't think spending $24,000 was a smart move just to make 10 grand. Yeah. Like what can I spend 10 grand on and make $100,000 on, right? More than likely Facebook ads.
Better numbers.
You know, Facebook ads and doing more appropriate things, not building a website. I mean, I just don't see it. A CRM is one thing. So people always ask this question too. There's another one right there. It's not a marketing mistake, but it's an annoying thing. Stop asking out there what the best CRM is. And then if you're going to ask for CRMs, clarify, because a lot of people don't know the difference between a lead generation platform, CRM, and CRM, or a customer resource management tool that just houses all your information and is only as good as you make it. right? It's only as good as how much you feed it, right? And now the other one is a CRM that's lead generation CRM. Those cost money. The minimum on those is typically right around $1,000 a month. If your game plan is to have $1,000 a month expense into a website that nobody clicks on, go for it. There's lots of people out there that Boomtown is the Cadillac of lead generation stuff out there. I wish I got paid by Boomtown to mention their name. However, I liked the people at Boomtown. They were cool. It was a good site. We had leads trickle in. Right. And so, but we were at the time, they weren't all home runs. It's just like Zillow. People think that Zillow is the answer. And especially people on teams think that Zillow is the almighty lead generation platform. You still have to know how to qualify these. You still have to know how to have conversations. You still have to pick your phone up within 5 minutes and call that person. Zillow's is only as good as the lead that you call and qualify and set it up. Right.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, I'm going to stop. I'm going to pull the reins back on that one because I started going off on Zillow. Not tracking
your numbers.
You're not tracking your numbers. That's not really a marketing mistake, but it is if you're not tracking your marketing dollars you're spending, right?
Yeah, we'll see. So I put that in front of the ROI portion because if you're not tracking it on where things are coming in through your marketing, you're never going to know. And there's not going to be you can't track every social media post or every networking event, everything you do. You can't track everything, but you should ask as often as you can, how that business came in, and then keep track of that. Just kind of understand where the majority
you got to know your numbers.
Going.
I mean, every aspect. I know exactly how much money we spend on marketing. Yeah. And sometimes I want to increase it, and sometimes I think that we're still spending that money on that lead generation tool. Get rid of that as fast as possible. Oh, we're in a contract. Well, then get us out of the contract. See what it is to buy us out, because whatever it is to buy us out would probably be cheaper than carrying it on for 6 more months. You know what I mean? Yep. And so, like I said, the marketing mistakes right there is learning where your money goes and then and double down on it. So, I've talked about this in the past. I seem to talk about a lot of things in the past, but it's like, stop trying to fix your marketing mistakes and 10X the marketing stuff you're good at. Whatever's bringing you attention, you need to 10X and you need to go after it, and I know that every time I say 10X, I think that piques his head to say Grant Cardone, and 10X was around a lot longer than Grant Cardone's been.
I just want to scream attention really loud. Attention!
I like some of his stuff. Yeah, every now and then he comes out with a good piece of that. But for right now, Grant Cardone has driven me up the wall. I can't take him anymore. I am bombarded on social media. I am bombarded on social media with Grant Cardone shit. I guess he's got some conference coming up and Kevin Hart's going to be there and whatever else. But I mute that crap and I still get it. Like they have. You
get a notification. You recently muted this.
Yeah, they have.
Here's more.
Penetrated my social media. I would say that with a heavy emphasis on penetrated because I don't want it there. So. Anyway, marketing mistakes in 2020. If you have more marketing mistakes that we didn't talk about, email them to me over at info@realestateontherocks.com. Just put attention Dave or James or Marshall on there, and let's see what the other marketing mistakes we can avoid are. We'll have another episode coming up soon that's going to be about the stuff we should be doubling down on, tripling down on, or maybe even 10xing. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of the studio today, and I want you to do me a favor, if you can, before I end this, is that we're in need of more 5-star reviews. Like anything out there, 5-star reviews help us grow. You sharing episodes with your friends that might find us valuable, might find us funny, might find us super annoying, would help. If they find us super annoying, they'll tune out really quick. It's kind of like one of those self-selection things, apparently. So anyway, 5-star reviews are more than appreciated. So if you need anything from us, you can reach us at Top Shelf at 88000. And that's going to do it for me. Happy New Year. Have a good one. And we'll see you on the next episode.
I'm out.